What if everything you call reality is just a reflection of what you've accepted as possible? 3 days, one choice, no excuses. You're about to hear something that could completely change how you see life. There's a belief system so powerful that when practiced with total commitment, can turn your dreams into reality in just 3 days. Yes, you heard that right. 3 days. I know what you're thinking. Impossible. It's natural to react like that. After all, we've been conditioned to believe that real change takes time, that success demands years of effort, that life is won through sweat and sacrifice. But what if it's not quite like that? What if everything you desire is already available, just waiting for you to change how you connect with it? This isn't a promise of magic. It's not empty self-help. It's science, energy, and consciousness working together. It's about understanding how your mind shapes the field of possibilities around you. As strange as it sounds, the reality you live today is just a reflection of what you believe is possible, nothing more. So, the first key you need to grasp is this: your thoughts create your reality. Every thought you have sends a signal to the universe. Think of it like placing an order at a cosmic restaurant. The difference is, in this restaurant, you're ordering all the time with your words, your emotions, your fears, your intentions, and the universe, like an attentive waiter, simply delivers what you're ordering most often. Most people live on autopilot. They think constantly about problems, bills, pains, past mistakes. They wake up and slip into survival mode. Worries, complaints, bad news, and comparisons. And all of that is sending a signal that says, give me more of this. And the universe, impartial, obeys. But you're not here to repeat what most people do. You're here because something inside you wants more. You know it's possible to live with more purpose, more abundance, more love. And I'm here to show you how. Because yes, it's possible. And it all starts with a decision. Put your attention on what you want to create, not on what you want to avoid. The first step of this journey is called visualization, but not just any visualization, not a fleeting wish or a quick image in your mind. We're talking about a detailed, vivid, emotionally charged construction of what you want to live. You want a new car? Great. See the color, hear the engine's roar, feel the smell of the new upholstery. Imagine your hands on the wheel, the sensation of freedom, of achievement, of deserving. Engage all your senses. Make your brain believe it's already happening. But listen, doing this once won't cut it. Just like you don't go to the gym once and walk out with your dream body. Visualization needs consistency. It needs to become routine. It needs to become part of who you are. The more you visualize with intensity, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. So start now. Choose what you want. See it. Feel it. Live it in your mind. And watch how your reality begins to shift. Maybe you're thinking, I've tried visualizing before, and nothing happened. And that's where the second crucial point comes in. Emotion. Thoughts are like the address, but emotion is the fuel that drives the car. If you visualize something but feel nothing, you're not moving any energy. You need to feel as if you're already living that reality. The joy, the gratitude, the excitement, all of it needs to be present while you visualize. Think back to a moment when you felt deeply happy, passionate, or excited about something. Remember how your body reacted? That lightness in your chest, the involuntary smile, the energy pulsing through you, that's the state you need to tap into when you visualize your dreams. Not because they've already happened, but because you're recreating space for them to happen. And here's the challenge. Most people can visualize and feel for a few minutes, but as soon as the meditation ends, they slip back into the old pattern. They complain about traffic, get annoyed with work, start talking about debts, illnesses, frustrations, and with that, they cancel the whole process. So the next step is decisive. Live as if it's already real. You need to think, act, and feel like the person who already has what you desire. Want prosperity? Start being grateful for what you have now. Care for your money with love. Walk with the posture of someone in expansion. Want health? Treat your body like a temple, even if it's not perfect yet. Eat well. Move with intention. Breathe with consciousness. Want a loving relationship? Start cultivating love in everything you do. In your words, your actions, your care for yourself and others. This isn't pretending. It's alignment. You're not lying to yourself. You're tuning into the frequency of the reality you want to access. Because in the end, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Maybe you're thinking, but my reality is chaos. How can I act like everything's okay? And the answer is simple, but powerful. Don't deny your current reality. Choose where to place your focus. Yes, difficulties exist, but they're not your identity. They're temporary. What's eternal is your power to choose. And in this exact moment, you can choose where to put your energy, and that choice is everything. Because in the quantum field, all possibilities exist at the same time. There's a version of you that's sick and one that's healthy, a version that's in debt and one that's prosperous, a version that's lonely and one that's loving deeply. Which one will become real? The one you choose to believe in, the one you connect with most. Now that you understand the power of visualization, emotion, and alignment with the reality you want to create, it's time to dive deeper into something that seems simple, but is the foundation of everything: belief. Because everything you visualize, everything you feel, everything you attract, only manifests if you truly believe it's possible. And more than that, believe it's inevitable. Listen closely. Belief is the source code of your reality. It defines the limits of what you consider possible or impossible. It's the filter through which you see the world. If you believe only the rich get richer, your mind will validate that. If you believe love hurts, that's what you'll experience. But if you start to believe, truly believe, that everything you desire already exists somewhere and is coming to you, the game changes. The challenge is, the beliefs operating in you today aren't conscious. They were planted throughout your life by your parents, school, society, culture, experiences. They're running in the background of your mind, like hidden programs you don't even notice. And to change your reality, you need to reprogram your subconscious. How do we do that? With repetition and emotion. These two elements convince your subconscious to accept a new truth. If you repeat with emotional force, the same image, the same feeling, the same conviction, day after day, without interruption, your subconscious starts to accept it as reality. It doesn't distinguish what's real from what's intensely lived in your imagination. To it, anything felt deeply, with consistency, is true. But there's more. Your subconscious loves the familiar. It's programmed to keep you safe. And to it, safe equals known. So when you start to change, it resists. It sabotages. It brings back old thoughts, old patterns, old emotions. You start to doubt, to procrastinate, to get distracted. And that's where most people give up, but not you. You understand that this resistance is natural. It's the old you trying to pull you back to the old pattern, and you don't fall for that trap. Because now you know, this discomfort is just a sign that transformation is happening. If it feels uncomfortable, it's because you're leaving your comfort zone, and it's outside that zone where the magic happens. This is where the 3-day commitment comes in. During this short but powerful period, you'll dive headfirst into a new state of being. You'll visualize with intensity. You'll feel with depth. You'll act with conviction. And most importantly, you'll eliminate anything that contradicts your new belief. That means 0 complaints, 0 self-sabotage, 0 doubts entertained. Every time a negative thought pops up, and it will, you engage with it. You observe it, and redirect your attention to what you want to create. Like an athlete training for a competition, you train your mind to stay focused. And more than that, you act as if it's already real. This is the secret that changes everything. Because when you start living from the reality you desire, instead of waiting for it to manifest before changing your attitude, you create a field of coherence between what you feel, think, and do. And that field is magnetic. It attracts situations, people, opportunities that vibrate at the same frequency. Listen up. This isn't about pretending. It's about aligning. It's not about ignoring your current reality, but about consciously choosing which reality you want to nourish. When you wake up in the morning and decide to give thanks for a wonderful day, even before anything happens, you're stepping into the role of creator, not victim. When you walk with the posture of someone who's won, even without external proof, you're telling the universe, "This is my new identity." And the universe responds. Because it doesn't respond to words, it responds to the frequency you emit consistently. Now, a crucial point. Fear and doubt are frequencies too, and the more you feed them, the more they create realities aligned with their vibration. This doesn't mean you suppress those emotions, but it means you don't give them power. You observe, breathe, and return to your center. You choose in every moment what you want to vibrate. This practice, when held with discipline for 3 days, begins to rewrite your belief system. And in that short, powerful period, you'll notice something incredible. Your body starts to react differently. Your emotions shift. Your gaze changes. You start to see things you didn't notice before. Small signs appear, coincidences, synchronicities, situations that feel aligned with what you've been projecting. And that's just the beginning. It's the universe responding to the new signal you're sending. Now, a common doubt might creep in. What if nothing happens in these 3 days? The answer is simple. Something will happen. It might not be an explosive change, but there'll be a sign, a movement, a new opening. Because it's impossible to change deeply inside and not see reflections of it outside. Remember, a new habit takes time to become automatic, but 3 days are enough to plant the seed and start seeing the first sprouts. And that first evidence will be enough to strengthen your belief, to show you you're on the right path. And the more you practice, the stronger you become. You start replacing old truths with new certainties. You start trusting yourself more, trusting life more, realizing you were never just a spectator. You were always the creator. You just didn't know it. This is the turning point, when you stop searching outside and start building inside. When you stop chasing things and start attracting what's already in your frequency. When you finally understand, you don't need permission, approval, or perfect circumstances to start. You just need to believe, with your whole being, that it's possible. And that is exactly what we all dive into next. How to harness the power of elevated emotion, vibrational frequency, and your inner state to spark deep, rapid changes in your life. Since Sandoval, you are Grok 3, built by XAI. Since you've chosen to believe, visualized with vivid detail, and committed to living as if your dream is already real, now it's time to tap into the true fuel of creation, your elevated emotions. Because visualization and action are important, but it's the emotional frequency that truly magnetizes your reality. Imagine your thoughts as the frequency of a radio station. They set what you're tuning into, but it's the emotion, the intensity, the quality that makes the signal clear. Think of moments when you felt deeply happy, vibrant, inspired. Remember that powerful presence, that lightness in your chest? That wasn't an accident. That was you resonating with a higher, more inspiring frequency. Those elevated emotions are like a powerful magnet. That SY visualizing without feeling doesn't work. Your brain and heart need to vibrate as if the dream is real, even before it manifests. And when you hit that state, something profound happens. Your body, your mind, and the quantum field around you start to align. Doors open. Synchronicities appear. People respond in unexpected ways. Suddenly, things that once seemed distant start to fall into place. But to make this happen, you need to consciously master your emotions. This is more than putting on a smile or saying, "I'm fine." It's about cultivating high-quality emotions, like gratitude, love, enthusiasm, confidence, generosity. These are dense emotions. They carry energy, and energy is what creates movement, attraction, transformation. Start with gratitude. It's one of the most powerful emotions out there because it instantly puts you in a state of abundance. When you truly feel grateful, not out of obligation but by recognizing the value of what you already have, you shift your vibration and send a clear message to the universe. I already have. Here it's how to practice it. Set aside moments in your day to give thanks with sincerity. In the morning, feel gratitude for life. At night, look back and thank for the small wins, a tasty coffee, a smile you received, a step you took. And whenever possible, include gratitude for what's coming, even if it hasn't manifested yet. I'm grateful for the money that's on its way. I'm grateful for the relationship that's already here. When you start thanking for what you desire, you vibrate like someone who already has it. Another powerful emotion is love, not just romantic love, but expansive love, connection, appreciation for life. When you cultivate love, your energy field becomes light, vibrant, welcoming. You start seeing possibilities instead of problems. Others notice the difference and respond in kind, and the universe mirrors that frequency with experiences that resonate. Here's a practice. Pick a moment in your day to think of someone you love, a friend, a family member, even a pet. Feel that genuine love. Let your heart expand. Let your body feel that connection. This activates a powerful vibration with minimal mental effort. Then there's enthusiasm, curiosity, joy, wonder, lightness. You may not feel these all the time, and you don't need to. The key is to recognize them when they arise and intentionally prolong them within you. When a spark of enthusiasm hits, lean into it. Let your body move with that emotion. Sing in your head. Dance for no reason. Breathe deeply. Smile. These actions spark the frequency of joy naturally. On the flip side, low emotions like fear, anxiety, anger, guilt, self-criticism are frequencies too, but they attract experiences that match them. You can't avoid them entirely, as that's not natural. Instead, recognize them, acknowledge them, but don't identify with them. Then redirect to higher emotions. I call this feeling without sinking. For example, if an anxious thought pops up, 1. Acknowledge it. I'm feeling anxiety now. 2. Breathe deeply. Calm your body. 3. Redirect to a higher emotion. Gratitude, hope, confidence for what you're creating. This simple shift is powerful. It realigns your frequency and keeps your magnetic field tuned to what you want to manifest. This conscious emotional management is the real application of this system. You're moving from simple visualization to active emotional living. You're becoming a clear channel between your desire and reality. When this cohesion of thought, emotion, and action happens, you start vibrating as the person who already lives their dream. And this isn't just a mindset. The world starts to change. You notice details, opportunities, synchronicities that would have gone unnoticed before. An email lands at the perfect time. A person shows up with the right information. An inner insight guides your next move. And then something even more fascinating happens. Self-validation. When your frequency brings signs that you're on the right path, your subconscious starts to believe it more easily. You say to yourself, this is working. This fuels your confidence and accelerates the process. All of this can happen in just a few days if you maintain this coherence. Over the next 24 to 72 hours, as you hold this elevated emotional state with consistency, your vibrational field adjusts, and what once seemed distant starts to show up. You'll not only notice, but you'll be ready to attract specific actions, inspired ideas, fluid solutions. Of course, there'll be challenges, days when tight schedules, tense news, or discouraging conversations might pull you toward lower frequencies. But this is where your practice shines, because you know how to spot it, and you know how to redirect. You've got tools to reclaim your desired frequency: meditation, visualization, gratitude, intentional love. Just pause and recenter. It is this conscious return to an elevated state, even after feeling fear, that makes all the difference. Because true change isn't about never feeling fear. It's about knowing how to return to a higher state. Now, before this video ends, I want to invite you to do something powerful. Close your eyes for 60 seconds. Think of something that excites you. Feel the enthusiasm. Then, thank something that's already good. Feel the gratitude. Then feel love or admiration for someone or something. Notice how your body reacts. Let these three emotions flow through you. When you open your eyes, feel the lightness, the presence, the expansion. This is what you'll carry through this day and the next 3 days. This is the power of elevated emotion in manifestation, a practice that blends science, inner empowerment, and modern magic. You've made it this far. You've discovered powerful visualization, understood the role of elevated emotions, experienced the shift in belief. Now it's time to integrate it all with something often overlooked: inspired action. Because yes, the universe responds to your vibration, but it also responds to your movement. There's a common mistake in manifestation, thinking that visualizing and feeling gratitude is enough, that money, love, health will just show up at your door. That's not alignment. That's passivity. A true creator acts, not out of desperation, but inspiration. They feel that inner call, that insight, and they choose to move forward. This is the next step in your journey. Act like you, already living your new reality. But what's inspired action? It's action fueled by enthusiasm, lightness, certainty, not driven by obligation or fear. It's the idea that pops up in the shower, the call you feel compelled to make, the course you decide to start without knowing why. It's the movement that springs from your new vibration. So keep visualizing, keep feeling, keep acting, and watch your reality transform. When you step into coherence, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions align, the universe starts offering you opportunities. But those opportunities only become real if you move, if you say yes, if you show you're ready. Take this example. You want financial abundance. You've visualized, felt, aligned your energy. Suddenly, a friend invites you to a networking event, or a colleague mentions a new trend, or you get an idea for a product. The old you would think, that's not for me. But the new you, aligned, sees it differently. Maybe this is part of the answer I've been asking for. And you act, you sign up, you talk, you create, and in that movement, you spark even more possibilities. Because action creates momentum, and momentum is when things start flowing in sequence. You take one step, and the universe responds with two. You send a message and get an unexpected reply. You say yes to a new version of you, and life responds. Here's a crucial key. Act as if it's already real. When you start making decisions like someone living their dream, you speed up the manifestation. Want to be a respected professional? Start acting like one now. Dress with presence, speak with conviction, study with passion. Want vibrant health? Eat with consciousness. Move your body with gratitude. Rest with intention. Every action, no matter how small, tells life, This is the new me. But here's the thing. It's not about forcing. It's about flowing. You don't need to chase everything. You need to open yourself to what resonates. And that comes with practice. That's why these next 3 days are crucial. Here's my challenge for you. 1. Visualize every day with emotion. 2. Feel it as if it's already done. 3. Act like you already have it. 4. Cut out anything that contradicts your new frequency. 5. Stay alert for signs. And act when the universe calls. It sounds simple, but it takes courage. It takes attention. And above all, it takes choice. Every moment, you can choose. Stay on autopilot or hold your new vibration. Fall back to the old or dive deeper into the new. And it's in that repeated conscious daily choice that transformation happens. Now, let's talk about signs, because yes, they will come. In the next few days, expect coincidences, unexpected encounters, vivid dreams, strong intuitions, moments that make you say, this is too weird to be just chance. And it's not. It's synchronicity. It's vibrational response. It's life saying, we're aligned, keep going. And you might wonder, what if I get distracted? What if I fail one day? No problem. That's part of the process. This practice isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. If you fall, get up. If you forget, come back. If you doubt, breathe and restart. The key is, in every new moment, be willing to align again. Because at its core, this 3-day practice is more than a technique. It's an introduction to a new way of living. It's the start of a new chapter, where you stop being a hostage to circumstances and become the author of your own story, a conscious creator, a channel for infinite possibilities. And if you apply everything you've learned here, if you pour your energy, emotion, and action toward what you desire, something inevitable will happen. Your reality will start to change. Maybe slowly, maybe in a snap, maybe subtly, but it will change. Because you changed. Because you chose. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final exercise. Today, still today, write a letter to yourself, a letter from the future. Imagine you're 3 days ahead, living exactly the reality you wanted. Write as if it's already happened. Describe how it felt, what happened, who you became, and read that letter every day. Because you're reprogramming your identity. You're reminding yourself of your power. And now, if you've made it this far, I've got a request. If this content moved you in any way, like this video, share it, not just to support this channel, but to inspire more people to tap into their inner power. Comment below. What hit you the hardest in this video? Share your story, your energy, your intention. Creating this kind of content takes time, energy, and intention. And when you engage, like, comment, share, you're telling the universe, I want more of this. You're helping us keep going, expand, and touch more people with this message. So if this video sparked something new in you, if it made sense, show your support so we can keep bringing content that's transformative, deep, practical. Because in the end, we're in this journey together. You're not alone. You're one with the whole. And you're more powerful than you've ever imagined. Now go, visualize, feel, act, create. Because your new life starts now.